Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. We just hit 48.7k subscribers. Let's try to get to 50k by election day. Please like this video down below and subscribe to the channel. And Donald Trump made his pick today. Donald Trump nominating Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. Amy Coney Barrett is a very intelligent woman, extremely conservative, and all around a great choice. I was a little skeptical about her. I did hear some things about her saying that she would recuse herself from cases where her faith was a factor, but it looks like that statement was taken a bit out of context. Overall, he made a very, very good choice. She is in the mold of Antonin Scalia. There are some criticisms people have levied at her, like she does support the lockdowns and things like that, but those are kind of over. I think that she'll be just fine. I think she's going to be a great justice, and I may have been wrong about wanting Lagoa early on. I think that Barrett probably is the better pick in the long run. Would Lagoa have been easier in terms of shoring up Florida in Trump's column? Yeah, but Trump is probably going to win Florida anyway. I'd rather go with the proven conservative product. Overall, I think it was a very, very good choice. Barrett is from Indiana. She understands the concern of the average Trump voter a lot more than some of the other people that could have been chosen. And overall, very conservative, very good pick in my opinion. Donald Trump just replaced Ruth Bader Ginsburg with Amy Coney Barrett. He got the 6-3 court going. It's going to be great. And you're going to have a lot of people in the comment section from the left that are going to be saying things like, oh, you're a hypocrite. Oh, yeah, well, you guys shouldn't have lost the Senate. You guys went too far left in a lot of these states. You lost North Dakota, Florida, Indiana, Missouri, and ironically, Kavanaugh helped that happen. If you want to look at what votes were important, look, the people that were voting for the Republicans were mainly the people that said that the Kavanaugh vote was important. Tester, even though he did win, those that said it was an important factor in their vote broke for Rosendale 70-30. Donnelly, they broke for him by 24. Even Dean Heller, who narrowly lost in Nevada, which is a much different state than some of these red states, the voters still favored Republicans when it came to the Supreme Court. And I'm going to talk about this in a minute. Obviously, Heitkamp was another big one, even though she kind of knew she was finished. So ironically, it was the Kavanaugh slander that kind of caused the Democrats to be in the position they were in, because they lost a couple of Senate seats that they easily probably could have gotten. I mean, maybe Heitkamp would have still lost. I mean, it's very possible. But Democrats were very close. They needed to keep those 4 seats, the 4 seats they lost, and they would have won. But it looks like that didn't exactly happen. They don't get to control the Senate. And Donald Trump, they claim that they got the votes. Mitt Romney even looks to be a yes vote from what we've seen. Trump nominating Amy Barrett. It could take a little bit longer. One of the reasons that I did say Lagoa would have been a little bit better is because she's already vetted. They could get it through within like a week or so. But Barrett's been vetted recently too. It shouldn't take too long. She's had a lot of memorable rulings recently that have been very favorable, especially on immigration, which is a very, very good thing. Moving forward, Donald Trump gets somebody who's strong on immigration. I was skeptical early on, but it seems like a lot of the recusal statements that she's made were taken a little out of context. She probably even could be better on immigration than somebody like Lagoa. So overall, I think it's a very good pick. I'm going to talk about how this impacts the election here in a second. Is this going to help Donald Trump? Is it going to hurt him? I would be lying to you if I said it would help him or hurt him outright. I think that there are definitely pros and cons to this. Definitely, we are so polarized. Pretty much everybody has made their mind up. The debates are going to be a little bit more of a factor, but even the debates won't change people's minds that much, and a lot of people have already voted. So it's really just going to come down to turnout at the end of the day, and this could impact turnout a little bit. For example, if Donald Trump gets the pick through and gets Amy Barrett on the bench roughly around the time of the election, it does give some Democrats one less reason to vote for Joe Biden. They're going to be a little bit demoralized. The court is going to be 6-3 for the foreseeable future if Joe Biden wins in 2020, which, again, the Democrats kind of shot themselves in the foot, ironically, with the Kavanaugh thing. They did lose the Senate partially because of it, and now Amy Barrett's going to be on the court. It's going to be 6-3 at a minimum. And is that really that popular within the public? Not necessarily. We've seen some mixed polling. Emerson says more people want to put a judge through. The Economist, which has been absolutely abysmal for Trump lately, and polls with leading questions to begin with. They don't ask, will you be voting for Trump or Biden to begin with? No, they'll ask you all these sorts of questions. and they'll kind of dilute the end response. And it's been, in effect, economists used to be good, if anything, the gold standard when it came to polling. Now they're oversampling Democrats by ridiculous numbers that won't happen, like D plus 11, D plus 12 in some instances. And still, the support for confirming a judge was fairly high. I think 44% approved, 48% disapproved, and it was like the opposite in the Emerson poll. So either way, I don't know if it's going to impact the election that much either way. But I will say this, I'm going to talk about how it hurts and how it helps Donald Trump. There are two main issues where it actually hurts Trump. A lot of people will prefer a constitutionalist judge. This is proven. That goes without saying that that's the truth. However, there's two main issues here, and one of them is abortion, the other one is healthcare. Now, I think the abortion thing is a little bit of a wash. It's a little overstated. You're going to have your green hair, stereotypical feminists be very angry at this nomination because of abortion. But the truth is, the voters that actually care about abortion the most as being one of their highest priority issues, they don't tend to exactly be super far left. It's kind of 50-50. So even the fact that overturning Roe v. Wade is not very popular at all, the voters motivated by abortion vote a little bit differently than the general populace, and I don't think that this is an election where abortion is going to be front and center regardless. And even so, if the Democrats act crazy, it's going to kind of help Trump at the end of the day. But again, I don't think abortion is going to hurt Trump, especially in the South. You look at states like Georgia, Florida, Arizona, Texas. Any strong conservative helps Trump, and North Carolina as well, because the Democrat voter base in a lot of the South isn't exactly white liberals, a lot of black liberals, a lot of Hispanic liberals, and those kinds of individuals actually are more anti-abortion. They don't exactly care about the abortion factor as much as somebody like a suburban white woman from, let's say, Chester County, Pennsylvania. Now, the Rust Belt, it kind of is a little bit of a wash. Again, I think it helps Trump in the South. I think the Rust Belt abortion is a wash, or maybe it would energize Democrat turnout on college campuses, but then again, half the colleges are closed anyways, so who knows? Who knows if it really affects the election at all? If anything, it helps Donald Trump. But I mean, that's it for the issue of abortion. Healthcare is different because whoever Trump nominates to the court is expected to overturn Obamacare and rule it unconstitutional. And even though a lot of people don't like Obamacare, getting rid of it completely is not very popular. It does throw a good amount of people off their health insurance. So that probably would not be the best winning issue for Republicans, especially this cycle when they really don't have a health care plan. I mean, I like Rand Paul's health care plan, but his health care plan will never get approved by Mitch McConnell. So in terms of that, healthcare is not the winning issue. But again, if Legault was appointed to the court, you probably would have seen the same effect in terms of healthcare. Healthcare is kind of a lost cause for the GOP. Trump kind of did announce a preliminary plan where he doesn't tend to do some good things like end surprise billing, protect pre-existing conditions, but it's probably not going to be enough to give him the winning edge on the healthcare issue. He'd have to make a drastic change to his playbook in regards to healthcare. So, I mean, that will motivate Democrat voters, but the voters motivated by that would not exactly have voted for Trump anyways to begin with, or Trump maybe had their votes but doesn't have them now. They're a decent portion of the electorate, and if Donald Trump loses this election, it's probably going to be because of failure to deliver on healthcare, and you can put the blame on Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell and all the rhinos for failing to do anything about it. But now we have to talk about why this helps Donald Trump for the election. Because Democrats are going to go crazy. We know how they are. They could be sane, they could give a reasonable hearing, they don't have to be super favorable. Yeah, they could delay the process. But this can help Donald Trump for several reasons. The first being he got his base a big victory, put a big conservative justice on the court that's going to be there for many years. What is she, in her mid to late 40s? She could be there for another 30, if not another 40 years. It's a very big win for conservatism. So Donald Trump gets to take that win home for the base. That's going to help him energize turnout on the Republican side. Again, like I said, people energized by the Supreme Court in 2018 overwhelmingly voted for the Republican. It's possible even O'Rourke, Robert, could have won in the state of Texas if the Kavanaugh thing was not a big factor. I mean, he was winning the voters that didn't care by 11. You never know what could have happened. A nightmare scenario going on there in Texas. But either way, I will say this, that Republicans are more motivated when it comes to the Supreme Court. That is a big help. Also, the Democrats going crazy will also motivate Republicans and make them look like total garbage. We remember 2018, what they did to Kavanaugh. It's partially why it was a losing issue. Even if in the exit polls for the midterms, you did see a plurality of people oppose the nomination, it wasn't by much. If you look at the state-by-state breakdown and see who was motivated by it, again, Republicans had the edge, even in the state of Nevada. And it is a little bit different this time. Democrats may have a slight motivation edge right now because, again, a 6-3 court is a lot different than keeping the court at 5-4. But again, when Biden and his ilk are sitting there and talking about court packing, that is far more unpopular than a 6-3 court. It's probably about as popular as an 8-1 or a 9-0 court, because that's exactly what they would do. Assuming the Democrats took office, some people like Joe Kennedy in particular were saying, oh, they need to put 2 or 3 more justices on the court. That's not a winning issue. That's borderline authoritarian, fascistic type of nature when it comes down to that stuff. The other reason why that it would hurt them if they act crazy is because they're already coming out with attacks. Some people on Twitter, doesn't represent the whole left. I'll give some people credit. Some people like Wolf Blitzer, even on CNN, was saying that Amy Coney Barrett's a lovely woman, lovely mother, great person, and very smart, which she is. But you have people on Twitter, even on the left, attacking her for adopting a Haitian baby. You have people attacking her for her Catholic faith. That's not going to work out so well, especially because you look at the Midwest. Like I said, the South, it probably helps among evangelicals and Hispanic voters, probably won't budge. If anything, they'll become more Republican because of this, especially because a lot of them are Catholic and you're attacking the Catholic faith. That's what's going to happen. A lot of Mormons in Arizona and Utah will come home. That's a good sign for Republicans. Now, what I will say is that the Midwest is not very, I guess you would say, anti-abortion. But a lot of the Midwest is Catholic. Look at Minnesota, look at Wisconsin, look at a lot of Michigan counties as well, and Pennsylvania. Very, very Catholic, especially Pennsylvania, as well as parts of Ohio as well. And you look at this map here. The Philly suburbs, which have been bleeding away support for the Republicans, overwhelmingly are Catholic. Same thing with the counties surrounding Pittsburgh that have been moving in the Republican column. Overwhelmingly Catholic. You don't have that religious divide anymore in voting. A lot of white Catholics are beginning to vote more conservative over time, and this could solidify some of the Catholic support. Yes, there is a small but vocal number of Catholics that don't really adhere to their religion that much, but when you have large numbers of Catholics in places like Bucks County, Pennsylvania, that's a swing county, or even the northeastern part of Pennsylvania where Joe Biden is from, and you see the Democrats going out there and attacking the Catholic faith, that doesn't bode so well to make their side look good. It doesn't matter that Joe Biden is a Catholic. Face facts, he's a Catholic in name only. He wants to subsidize late-term abortion. But when it comes down to it, a lot of voters will see a lot of people acting crazy on the left. They're going to question why they're a part of it. It's guilt by association. Is it entirely fair? No, but that's the way it works. And it's not going to bode well for Democrats if they're going to attack her Catholic faith. Now, they may be able to moderate and regroup and say don't do it, but if Democrats are going to be acting like that, it's not going to bode well for them. We'll have to wait and see. But again, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, you have the energized Catholics for a judge who is unapologetically Catholic. And you look throughout the South where there's not a whole lot of Catholics, but they like her stances on abortion, helps in Texas, arguably helps in Arizona as well. And we'll have to wait and see. But overall, I mean, there's reasons to be skeptical of why it helps Trump. There's also reasons to be skeptical of the appointing of Barrett helping the Democrats out. Definitely, I think it's a wash overall. I don't think it's going to move the needle that much, but Donald Trump getting a win for his base definitely motivates turnout no matter what. That is a good thing. Very, very high energy at the Pennsylvania rally tonight. So hopefully we'll see what happens. Obviously, the debate is coming up, I believe, on Tuesday. And I will be doing some pre-analysis because don't underestimate Biden. I'm going to say why I don't think Biden necessarily wins the debate, but don't expect Donald Trump to go out there and just destroy Biden. And I'll talk about why. And Donald Trump actually said the same thing, which is very smart of him, but we'll discuss that in the next video. Also, guys, before I go, make sure to watch my last video, the problem with congressional grifters on the right, as well as on the left in the Senate. There's a couple this cycle, notably in Kansas, Kentucky, and South Carolina, because it's important that we have a strategy and that we prioritize actually retaking the House if it's not this election in future elections. So make sure you watch that video. It will be on the screen in just a second here. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Please like this video down below, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media, become a member, donate to the Patreon, or subscribe. Star links in description. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle, out.